with Giannis. And Beaver Dam Winter Athletics playoffs are right here on the doorstep. Charlie Dern and Wally Lukashenski. We are the Dam Sports Show presented by Real Sports Cards and Waupun. Catch us each weekday from 4 until 5 on the Daily Dodge YouTube page, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman from KBN. You're listening to 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, WBEVAM, Beaver Dam, Dodge County, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Teams like the Browns, the Packers, they have no right playing in a dome. And the fact that the Browns are getting an indoor stadium, it sets me off.
Obviously.
It does.
That's right. It's time we once again get fired up and kick off the Damn Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards and Waupun, a show that's as honest and self-aware as their hosts, Wally Lukashenski.
I eat and drink a lot, so I shouldn't do that as often.
And Charlie Dern.
In a moment of weakness, I did tweet out a graphic of him, but I immediately removed it as, personal branding. We don't need that out in the universe.
And of course, we could count on Ashley to keep him in check. She just might be the biggest Taylor Swift fan at the station.
It's champagne problems.
They are champagne problems.
Shout out Taylor Swift.
Oh, give me a break.
It's hard to tell. They cover everything: Titletown, pro, college, and high school sports around South Central Wisconsin. Even if it's the Wisconsin Badgers, for better or worse.
I was wrong about Badgers basketball. I've done them before. They're bad.
Catch it all on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, Daily Dodge TV, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Were we the first ones to do it?
Are we trailblazers? People are talking. Be Wednesday here on the Damn Sports Show. Wally Lukashenski, Ashley Dobrzinski, and Aiden Boyden here on this fine Wednesday. I'm looking at the Olympic hockey nonstop, and now I'm kind of in like no man's land because we have a show during the third period. They are up 1-0 though. They are up 1-0. Dylan Larkin. I mean, hockey's dead to me right now after Sidney Crosby got hurt.
Yep.
It's fine. It's irrelevant. We're not.
What were we gonna ask?
I was gonna ask. Are you disavowing for Charlie Dern today?
I think I'm not going to.
They lost last night.
They lost last night. And it wasn't like it was like a close loss. They got beat, like badly.
like redheaded stepchildren.
Red
was the key word of the day yesterday.
Yep.
We won't torture you with that.
Well, you already did yesterday, and the Redder team won.
The Redder team won.
As our research proved to be.
The Pantones were wild last night. We do have Jason Wilde joining our show, and we're going to welcome him on as we get going here now because we are both actually having heart outs today. We do. High five. I was like, we're also getting out 4:15 because we now welcome on the great Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Wilde and Tausch weekdays from 9 a.m. until noon across ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app, and you can read all of his written work under the Packers tab on channel3000.com. Jason, as we welcome you in, I want to, by the way, give you kudos because you weren't going to get it on your own show. I liked your strategy the other day with giving Tausch 10 beats to actually hear the music and make him make a decision. You were in the right the entire time. I was screaming at the radio.
I appreciate you, Walter. I don't understand what he was so irritated about. It's good to know that I can still, after all these years, know which buttons to really push on him. So I felt good about that. But yeah, I won fair and square. Now, if I was Jesse, I would have made the rule that you didn't just automatically get the point if Tausch got it wrong. You also had to steal it by getting it right, which I did anyway.
You were clean sweeping it across the board. I was amazed.
Yeah, so it's fine. I'm not bitter because I'm a champion.
You are a champion. So we'll raise a banner for you here on the show at some point here, Jason. But I know we have an abbreviated time crunch today, so I want to ask you what everybody's talking about today about Rich Bisaccia, because he has stepped down. He's not going to be the Packers special teams coordinator this next year. And I'm curious the timing of it all. I really haven't been able to make sense of this on, is this truly a Rich Bisaccia decision? Is this a Packers decision? What do you know at this point?
Yeah, I can't make sense of it either, frankly. The timing is exactly the point, is that, they obviously have had their season over. I don't know if you heard me mention this, but 38 days it's been over, and yet this is when this happens. And so I was I was down in Appleton for Sid being at volleyball practice, and all of a sudden I get a call, and they tipped me off that the story was coming. I was like, what, really? And then I saw that they'd already leaked it to Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network, and I was like, God, I thought we were past this, right? I mean, it's February 18th. I'm sitting there going, it doesn't make any sense. If you were going to do this, why didn't you do it a week or two after the season ended? So, I have not talked to Rich. I would certainly like to, and I hope to at some point. He was very clear in that statement that he is not retiring, because he did not use the word retire. He used the phrase step away. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a lot of Packers fans that are pleased by this, who are frustrated with the special teams units, and they have a right to be. They couldn't find a return man to save their lives. Their kicker went from being automatic for most of the 2024 season to missing 3 kicks in the playoff game. It was a rough year on special teams. There was some good, but a lot of frustrating. So I get it, but the timing is the biggest question mark for me. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, and I know Packers fans, there are some that were hoping that he was pushed out. I don't have any evidence to say that that's the case, but I also can't 100% say that there wasn't something a little less obvious than just the statement that might have occurred. So we will continue to work to get answers, but we got to talk to the people that make these decisions to try and get them from them.
Well, you'd mentioned that Packers fans, there are a healthy contingent that were rooting for a change at special teams coordinator, but it sounds like that building and the players specifically didn't have that same feeling. Everywhere Rich Bisaccia has gone, he's marveled about how he's a leader, that he just lights up what gets people fired up in that room. What will his absence mean in that locker room to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that, when people talk about culture and the value that he had in the building, it is authentic. And, again, going back to your point about timing, like today's Wednesday, it was 2 weeks ago today that Goody was up there on the 4th floor, because we don't have a media auditorium at the moment, talking to us for his after the season news conference, off delayed. And he's talking about culture and how much the special teams has improved while Bisaccia has been in charge of them. And, that's, again, another kind of weird, what the heck's going on here timing-wise type deal. But, yeah, it was almost universal. I'm sure there are guys that didn't like him because we all have that, right? I mean, even there's people that don't even like Wilde, which is hard for me to fathom, but I'm sure there's a couple.
We got a list going.
So I don't know, how that will factor in with guys. I will say this, I talked to Zane Anderson, who was one of their special teams aces, and he just loves the guy. I mean, he said it right there on the record. So, again, I don't know how this will all shake out. To me, the other part of the timing question, to your point, is it's not the greatest timing if you're trying to fill that role now. Like, all these teams have hired special teams coordinators. So, I'm sure they'll find someone, but you would much rather have your pick of the litter than be having to do it at this point in the off season and trying to figure out who might be available and who might be a good fit.
Yeah, you took the question right from me.
Sorry, Ashley. What did you write down as the next question?
Well, my next one was, it's been, as you said, 38 days. All the good candidates are gone. Like, where do you go now? Like, what do you do?
No, let's be honest here, right? Like, we don't know that all the good candidates are gone. Maybe the ones that we would recognize their names. And let's be honest, not even a guy like me who covers the NFL. Who's the Bills' special teams coordinator? Hell if I know, right? I don't cover the Bills. I mean, I can look it up. I've got the internet. I've got ChatGPT, although I've noticed that the information you get from ChatGPT on sports is often inaccurate.
But, yeah, Micah Parsons is still on the Cowboys.
Right, and so, look, we're missing Charlie Dern today, right?
We are.
That doesn't mean we don't have a great candidate filling in for him, right?
That's true.
So, maybe it's just someone we're not familiar with. Maybe it's the Ashley Dobrzinski of special teams assistant coordinator.
Thank you.
And they'll find a great candidate, and it'll work out great. But again, the time, it's just, and I'm not trying to be, Johnny Big J journalist here, because this isn't like Watergate or some sort of major scandal. But we're all kind of trained to always be suspicious, right? Don't accept anything. There's an old journalist saying, if your mother says she loves you, check your sources, just to confirm, right? And so I don't know. It just feels like there's something not quite right here. Because if he was having thoughts of not wanting to keep coaching, it feels like that's something that he could have arrived at earlier in the offseason. And the way Goody talked about him 2 weeks ago certainly sound like they were expecting him back for a fifth season. And that's why I was a little bit blindsided by the news last night.
Last one for you, Jason. Do you think it's going to be an in-house hire, or do you think they're going to go, or do you really not have a clue, I guess?
Well, I don't have a clue about a lot of things.
That's fair.
Very fair. But, what's weird about this and why that's such a good question is that, again, had this happened 2 weeks ago, his top lieutenant is a guy, or was, a guy named Byron Storer. I mean, he's still named Byron Storer, but now he is the Cleveland Browns special teams coordinator. Our buddy Tommy Olson texted me the day that news broke. Hey, what do you know about Byron Storer? Which, I love Tommy Olson. I wasn't expecting that to be the reason I heard from him. But, if they had, let's say they wanted to keep largely the same approach on special teams, but with some younger guy, new ideas, etc., he was right there, working in the building, until he wasn't. And now, that's the other strange thing. I look back on Dick Bennett. I look at Bo Ryan. Those guys left the Badger men's basketball program with a timing where they intended to let their top assistant take over, right? Whether it was Greg Gard, whether it was Brad Soderberg with Coach Bennett. If that's something that, this was being considered by Rich Bisaccia, his timing sucks. He waited for the guy to leave, and then he decided that he was stepping down. So, again, I get very frustrated because it's my job to inform our fans. And when I don't get answers and people don't make themselves available, it's frustrating to me because I think there's a lot of people that want to get a better understanding of why this timing is what it was.
Well, if there's somebody that's going to find out that story, it's you, Jason. So we're going to keep our eyes on you.
Yeah.
Wait, you are? Well, what did you call yourself? What kind of Big J journalism?
Well, that's what I said, Big J journalism.
It was like Big Johnny journalism. Whatever you said, I'm going to go back and figure it out.
With a capital J, like journalism with a capital J, like Walter with a capital W.
That's true. Well, I can't pull it off like you, Jason, for obvious reasons. But, Jason, you're the man. We appreciate the time as always, and we'll catch up with hopefully some more answers on Friday.
All right, guys, I look forward to it. Take care. Be good.
All right, the great Jason Wilde. There you go. And it was kind of something that I know that he's currently at Benvenuto's. We're going to get Charlie Dern back here momentarily. But we were talking to three of us in the office today, too. And the one thing that he jumped to is something feels off.
Well, it's just weird. It came out of nowhere.
Literally, you were the one that broke the news to us last night.
Yeah, I texted you and I was like, both of you, and I was like, he's gone.
I thought you got sent held. I thought it was a fake tweet that you sent me first.
So did my dad, because I texted him and I said, Rich Bisaccia gone. And what did he respond? He responded with, hold on, this is funny. Because this was out.
Anytime we can get Mark Dobrzinski on the show, we're doing it.
I said, Rich Bisaccia is stepping down. Are you breaking news? Yes. 20 minutes later, he responds with, just saw it on X. Did you not believe me? Did you think I was lying? Why would I lie about that? Not the point. But yes, I was the one who broke the news too.
That's dad energy right there.
I was like, are you breaking the news? Well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't just yeah.
Equally as impressive is when they respond with, all right. Or
yeah, and it's like,
cool.
Hey, I'm in a car crash. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
and then they're actually panicking, but they somehow can't convey that through a text method. I don't know how that works.
Yep.
Although I can't really speak. You've seen how I text. I text like an old man.
Well, Wally, I'll send him like 3 different texts about 3 different subjects, and he responds with 1 text.
Yeah, but I space
but
it
you
out.
do space it out. But the problem is that I want to laugh at some things.
Yeah, and I imagine you're
can't-
probably laughing
but,
at the funny part of it.
Yes, but then I'm like, I hope he understands I'm laughing at that, not the part where it's like something serious.
So you'd rather me send like 15 straight messages instead of one big one? No, you would never click on it if it said 15.
Yeah,
You'd never
I have-
answer anybody.
274 unread texts right now.
That is criminal. You deserve to be locked up for that.
Well, I just don't. I am a really bad texter. Like, yeah, I'm terrible.
You look like it's the prison stripes right now. They went away from that too. Now it's all orange and it's boring. Bring back stripes.
Well, no, because I like stripes. And, like, I had a friend in college. Love her dearly. But I, one time, wore a red shirt, and she was like, well, where's a red striped shirt? And she called me Where's Walter for like a month.
Yeah,
and then she also did that. I wore a very similar shirt, and she called me a mime.
Chopper?
No, Kaylee. Chopper, no.
I like Chopper.
No. Shout out Chopper. Flies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The flies, the walks. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to bring Charlie Dern back into the show before the 3 of us head over to Benvenuto's for our second poker run stop tonight. Make sure you're there 4 to 6, or I guess it's got going. So you're going to be able to go over there and see some of us now. Get that second card. And if you haven't got your first one yet, you still have time. So go over there tonight. We will see you as soon as the show's over. So make sure that you're over there. But we're taking a break. We'll be right back with more of the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV. Attention sports fans. Whether you're chasing the hot